Alright, coming up in today's video, we're doing a good old-fashioned comparison with the condo market in Mississauga versus Toronto. You won't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Coming up next. Alright, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button for more market news on Toronto real estate. Now today, we're talking about the condo market numbers in terms of Mississauga versus Toronto. I've had a bunch of buyers jump into Mississauga's market versus Toronto's market in the last little while, so I figured give you some insight of what's going on compared to the Toronto market. Now, we're going to be covering active listings, sold listings, and basically where we're at in the market. All the stats brought to you by Zolo.ca. Make sure you check out the website for more market great insights as well as listings throughout the GTA. Really good website for that reason. Now, getting into it, we have average sale price. Now, these stats are all from January 26th to February 23rd. Now, I guess we'll just kind of do a comparison with studios, or say Mississauga versus Toronto. Now, when we look at the studios, average price is $336 versus $411. One bedroom, $417 versus $536. Two bedrooms, you're looking at $478,000 versus $695,000. Three bedrooms, $450,000 versus $690,000. Altogether, you have $448,000 versus $612,000. So as you can see, you're paying, a premium of sometimes over $100,000 to be in the Toronto market. So Mississauga has been very appealing for many buyers that are looking to get into the market for the first time, or essentially getting priced out of Toronto's market. Now, looking at the average sale price on a yearly change, no surprise here. Most of these markets have been following each other, and Mississauga doing a little bit better in terms of percentage points. Overall, just up by 1%. And if you look, besides two bedroom, which hit a 12% yearly change versus Toronto 7%, everything else is up just by 1%. And again, this is mainly because of affordability. A lot of people getting priced out of Toronto's market and are jumping into Mississauga because, one, they maybe work there, or essentially they don't mind traveling in from Mississauga. Now, sold listings. Again, the stats are all from January 26th to February 23rd. Studio 1 versus 23 in Toronto's market. All in all, you have a 10% market in Mississauga versus Toronto. So a lot more inventory being traded in the Toronto market, obviously, as Mississauga, a much smaller market. So you have 77 versus 486 on the one bedroom. Two bedroom, 87 versus the 449. Three bedroom, you have 15 sold and 66 sold in Toronto's market. Altogether, 180 versus 1026. Now, active listings. Studio, none in Mississauga or Toronto as of right now. You have 75 versus 778, 174 versus 1104 in two bedroom market. And the three bedrooms, you have 45 versus 277. Altogether, 294 versus 2,222. Now, months of inventory, this is what I gauge with many people to watch out for. Whether you're selling or buying, this will tell you exactly what is happening in terms of pricing, because it all goes on supply and demand. So how we get this number is you divide the sold into the active listings, and it will give you months of inventory left if no new listings came up. This is the number that it would take for active listings to absorb in the market. Typically, under 3 months of market, a seller's market. 4 to 5 months is a balanced market, and anything over 5 months is a buyer's market. Now, in the condo market, we've seen numbers, these numbers have been steady, really, really low in terms of inventory throughout the GTA, and it's mainly because of affordability. So let's jump into it. Months of inventory studio, 0, 1 month or under 1 month of in Mississauga versus Toronto's 1.6. Very low still. 2 months of inventory in the 2-bedroom market versus 2.45. In the 3-bedroom market, you have a little bit, obviously inventory is going a little bit more higher. 3.3 versus 4.19. So it's a little more balanced in Toronto's market. Altogether, you have very similar 2.12 versus the 2.16. Now, when we analyze this data, this is, many people have been jumping into the Mississauga market for the reason that they're getting priced out of Toronto. But a little advice, like, when you're looking into Mississauga's inventory is very, very low. And for that reason, you have, very, very competitive with all properties across the border. When we look at these numbers and, if you can get into the 3-bedroom market, they're a lot older buildings, but, a little more easier if you can afford it. And, obviously depending on the building that you're trying to get into, it's a little more easier to, with negotiations. You're not seeing so much competition in that market. Still busy, and the good ones do sell fast, and you will see competitive offers on it. But when you're into Mississauga's market, you gotta be prepared. You definitely want to make sure if you can come in with a firm offer, it's encouraged to beat out multiple offers. What I am finding with the Mississauga market, it's kind of weird. A lot of properties are not being scheduled for bidding wars, but you're seeing multiple offers across the border for the reason of the inventory. Now, I don't know why the reason of this. Like, we just submitted an offer a couple days ago. They got a total of 11 offers, ended up selling 50,000 over ask, which to me was high, much higher than anticipated of what has sold in the building, but the unit was very nice, and they got a premium for it. So but necessarily wasn't wasn't set up for bidding wars. In terms of what I mean with that, they didn't really have a review date. They just have a revocable of, a lot of these listings are 48 or 24 hours revocable. They don't have the status certificate pulled. So, typically when you're setting up a bidding war, you want to have the status pulled so that anyone coming in can get their lawyer to sign off on that already and can get a clean offer to, get it on their contract so it's sold that day or whenever you're reviewing offers. Like I said, I haven't been seeing that too much in Mississauga. I don't know, maybe they're being very conservative and just seeing how the market plays out. But essentially, they are getting multiple offers on a lot of these listings. And I anticipate this continue moving forward, just because inventory right now is very, very low. Now, obviously, if the market heats up, I'm hoping that inventory kind of, gets a little more replenished, because it is making it hard for buyers going into that market. But hopefully you have a buying agent that kind of understands what's going on with the market, so that you can beat out other offers and get that one property that you want, instead of settling for something that you don't necessarily really like. I'd like to hear your opinion on this. Are you looking into the Mississauga market compared to Toronto's market, or are you just battling out and preferably staying in the core of Toronto? Either way, I'd love to hear your comments. Like, comment, share, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.